The Harold Matts Cup is coming up for 2025, but before we get into that, got a big announcement here for Warriors Anonymous. The online store is up now, warriorsanonymous.co.nz. We got men's, women's, we got stuff for the little ones as well. We've got the whole whānau sorted, so make sure you get to warriorsanonymous.co.nz or warriorsanonymous.com.au, depending on where you are. Now here's a quick recap of what happened with the Harold Matts last year. And the Warriors, in round one, they went over to Parramatta, and it was Homa Fotu got the historic first try for the side in the grade, but unfortunately it was the Parramatta Eels who had run away with this one. Get it? As they went out to 34-6 in the searing heat of Western Sydney. They had to buy in week 2, and on week 3 they went over to take on the Roosters. Bit of a bright start from the young fellas again, but once again just got overrun here by the Chooks, and they took out the points, running out 28-18 winners. Warriors still looking for their first win of the season as they went back over to Sydney to take on the Bunnies with the winger Ezekiel Davidson for Ayuwaso in the corner. But they let the Rabbitohs back into the game in what was a real back and forth encounter. And the Bunnies would take the lead with a couple of minutes left with this drop goal, leaving the Warriors needing a miracle to try and get the points. And that miracle came in the form of Lennox Tuiloma, the back rower, did it all himself, got the try, and the Warriors won it on the buzzer, 22-17 for their first win of the season. And that kick-started a bit of a winning run for the team as they came back and played on home soil, and they took on the Tigers, and they bounced them out, 16-4. Keeping things going as well the following week as the Steelers came to visit, and it was that man Jack Thompson, the new halfback, great recruit as well. They got the win over the Steelers, and also the following week, they would keep that going against the Raiders as well. Nice ball back inside to Siale Pahulu, and the Warriors took that out 26-10. Now week 8, this is where the season looked to have hit the rocks. And the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks, they came to town and just ran all over our side, scoring some hectic tries. Brilliant stuff on their way to a 40-10 victory. And that meant that in the final round, well, the Warriors, they got a chance because Manly had a surprise draw. The Warriors, they needed to win against the Dragons, and you know what they did? They went out and took them down, 46-10 to scrape into the top 6, which meant a rematch against the Parramatta Eels, the team that had dealt to them earlier in the season. They got off to a great start as well. Look at this run. They would carry that on into the second half as well as they stretched out to a 24-0 lead and ultimately got the win, 30-20. What a boil over the undefeated Eels that need to do it against another undefeated team the next week, the Bulldogs. In the prelim final, it was wet and windy. The Warriors took their chances, and they hung on as well in the wet. Some very resilient defence, keeping the Dogs out and hanging on for a 12-10 victory, which meant they would go all the way to the grand final to take on the top team of the season, the Western Suburbs Magpies, and they looked every bit of it in the early going as they spun it wide and cleared out to a 12-0 lead early on. But the Warriors, man, they did not flinch. Ball got into the hands of Jack Thompson, the halfback, and he scooted away for a brilliant individual try to get them underway. And he would follow that up as well with a try assist to follow. And great backing up here of fullback Joseph Ratcliffe. Thompson gets his second try of the first half. He was having an absolute time out there as the Warriors would go into the halftime break 24-10 up. They go on with the job as well. Look at this try from Lennox Tuiloma. The cherry on top and a great win. Lennox gets MVP for the grand final. And the boys, they get to lift the cup for the season. Magical run in the finals. Unbelievable. So who's coming back for season 2025? Well, 5'8" Tyson Hanson. He's coming back. He was part of the side last year. And here he is feeding it out to Jeremiah Lemana. Very talented centre. He will also be returning and looking to make some more runs like this. Looking forward to seeing what he can do, as well as a lot of the new names. This is one as well to look out for. Bishop Neal didn't get to wear a Warriors jersey last year through injury, but man, he can do some stuff like this, so look out for the second rower. See what he can do. The draw, 2 away games. They get a bye, couple at home, 2 away games, and then they finish with 2 home games against the Rabbits and the Roosters. Meaning that the first game is coming up next week against the Manly Warringah Seagulls over at 4 Pines Park, Brookvale Oval in Sydney. The kickoff will be 2 p.m. New Zealand time. You can live stream that as well on New South Wales Rugby League TV via Bar TV Sports. Look out for that one. and it's going to be a fantastic season. We'll see what happens. Could they run it back? We'll see. This could be our year. Once again, up the wires and go the Warriors!